I remember at theological college hearing the story of Martin Luther, who was a bit of a radical in his day, and at a crucial point of his experience, he said, "Here I stand, I can do no other." And in this situation, I think I'll be dancing up Oxford Street.
This year in the 1998 Lesbian and Gay Mardi Gras, there will be a Uniting Church float. For us, this is an historic moment where people in the Uniting Church affirm and receive the place of gay and lesbian people. The people who will be marching are hoping to march under the banner of celebrating diversity, a word that expresses our sense of the church being an inclusive place. It's a statement of faith. We believe, after all, in a God who expresses universal love and is not interested in judgment and separation. The Mardi Gras is essentially an act of social justice. It's concerned with human rights, and it's therefore highly appropriate that a group from the church should be marching in this March of Human Rights. For after all, the church has been complicit long through its history with attitudes that have marginalised gay and lesbian people.
4 days before the Mardi Gras, the Uniting Church is in uproar over 100 of its members planning to march in the parade, against the advice of church leaders.
I think it is inevitable that what they are doing is going to cause a lot of consternation in the church.
But we also note those individuals and those ministers in the church who've led a campaign of vilification and hatred, who seem to see gay and lesbian people as a personification of the evil one.
The Reverend Fred Nile is considering resigning and says he could split the church over the issue.
The Uniting Church will be splitting in half. In other words, there'll be 300 or more parishes that will be going out with me, and that's the matter that I'm considering at the moment.
Why is there so much fear in the Uniting Church about the issue of sexuality? A group of Christians marching in the Mardi Gras is being seen by some as a highly provocative act. I believe Jesus Christ was provocative in his radical inclusiveness of people who were different or outcast. Most gay or lesbian people who have grown up in the church, like myself, have inherited the belief that homosexuality is wrong. Most of us have then found little alternative but to leave the church or to stay in the pews or the pulpit in silence and in fear, hoping we are never found out.
So the idea is that we've got these flags down the middle of our group. Then we've got people either side, or we've got flags, then we've got lines of people in between each of the flags. And we've just got a very basic step. Okay. Up with the right, up with the left, down. Where it's positive, we've got to be able to respond to the crowd, because that's what we're there for. And that response into the crowd, people will be clapping, and if they are, then it really behoves us to respond to that.
We're from Victoria. Some of us are from Melbourne, some are from country Victoria.
And what motivated you to come here to Mardi Gras tonight?
I'm from the country, and there's two other country people here from Victoria.
And what are you doing here tonight at Mardi Gras?
We're going to march, we're going to dance, we're going to sing. The main reason I'm marching is all my friends who've left the church, like this one and other churches, because they felt as if they had to choose between their faith and their sexuality. And to say that they don't have to, that there are other people, apart from the gay and lesbian people in the church, there are also other people who are supportive, who are marching with us today.
After having been welcomed and conversed with quite respectfully, I think as the weeks have gone on, it's become much more pressure is being put on us not to proceed at all. We're really being asked quite blankly now, only a week away from the parade, don't go in the parade. It's going to upset too many people in the church. They're going to misunderstand your message.
However, this week, the strength of opinion is such that I have received 2 letters in a row from the General Secretary of this Synod on behalf of the Council of the Synod. This is the highest body of the Uniting Church. And again, another one today, after consultation with the President, the President-elect, every other Synod moderator, and this huge cry from the Church saying that you will damage us, we will hold you responsible for damaging the Uniting Church if you march with this logo. So I have a responsibility, as I promised Norman and Donald, to read you this letter, because we have to come to a decision. We have to be very wise, not emotive or reactive. We have to take very seriously what we do. We had a very long and protracted discussion last night, and we decided that in reference to our brothers and sisters in the Uniting Church who may be offended by taking the logo, we've literally cut out the logo. There's now an empty space in our banner, and we're taking that empty space. But through the empty space, you see us marching. So it's not the logo that's the issue, it's the people. And we hope and pray that people will see the people who are visible in this march. There's been a lot of pain and agony getting here, but we have 140 people now marching with the Uniting Church group. That's just absolutely fabulous.
What does that mean to you?
Well, that means more than I thought we'd get 60 really. I kept talking about 100, but we've got 140. That's fabulous.
Well, I hope my dad watches it. This Uniting Church. I think everyone has a place in the Mardi Gras, yeah.
I am sick and tired of waiting. I think that we have been asked to wait, we've been asked to listen for far too long, and I think now's the time for action. There are
So I think that I think it's really important to see the Mardi Gras float as
part of a process, and we're at the high point of dissension, of discussion at the moment. And I see that as a healthy, creative place full of hope and possibility.
And it just makes me feel that when those who are oppressed ask those who are not oppressed to march with them and stand with them, that we cannot say no.
To have our relationships recognised. You know, to be able to sit with your partner in church and for people to see that and celebrate with you in that relationship and what that means.
Members of the church marching in the 20th anniversary of Sydney Gras, and they're marching in response to the recent debates described as a fluffy trend.
Ministers, we welcome you to United Church in Australia.
Now, what were you telling me earlier?
I was telling you earlier that apparently the Reverend Niall said he would consider resigning if 50 hours was
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's fantastic. Happy Mardi Gras.
Hey, give my love to the former Reverend Dorothy McRae McNall.
Uniting Church in Australia. Members of the church marching in the 20th anniversary of Sydney Gras, and they're marching in response to the recent debates described as a fluffy trend.
Ministers, we welcome you to United Church in Australia.
Now, what were you telling me earlier?
I was telling you earlier that apparently the Reverend Niall said he would consider resigning if 50 hours was
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's fantastic.